Hey there, homeowners! Welcome back to the channel. Today we're talking about something that might be hiding in plain sight: your home's exterior paint. Sure, your paint might look smooth and solid, but what if I told you that beneath that pretty surface, there could be serious issues: moisture damage, mold, rotting wood, or even hidden structural problems? This video will walk you through 5 hidden signs of exterior paint problems and what they could be hiding. And trust me, you're going to want to watch until the end, because missing even one of these signs could cost you thousands in future repairs. This is brought to you by EchoHouse Painting, where we believe painting isn't just about color, it's about protection, prevention, and preserving the value of your home. And hey, there are 5 more warning signs waiting for you on our website, so be sure to check those out after the video. Alright, let's jump into it. Efflorescence. Now, if you've ever walked past a brick wall and noticed weird white powdery streaks or crusty deposits, that's not just dirt, it's called efflorescence. This one's a bit different because it doesn't start in the paint. It starts in the building materials themselves, especially things like brick, stucco, concrete, or stone. Efflorescence appears when water inside the wall, yes, inside, moves toward the surface. As it travels through the masonry, it carries salts with it. When the water reaches the outer surface and evaporates, it leaves those salts behind in a white, chalky layer. It can look like a fine dusting, like someone sprinkled powdered sugar on your brickwork. Or it can appear as thick, crusty streaks that seem to ooze down the walls in vertical lines. In some severe cases, it even forms visible crystals, or hardened patches that flake off when touched. And while it might look kind of fascinating or even decorative to the untrained eye, efflorescence is anything but harmless. It's a sign that moisture is moving through your walls. That's not supposed to happen. It usually shows up near foundation walls, chimney exteriors, retaining walls, or basement exteriors. And wherever it shows up, it means something is allowing water to get in and stay there. Beyond being an eyesore, it weakens the paint bond, destroys the surface's integrity, and invites even more moisture in. Over time, that water can erode the masonry, crack the surface, and cause permanent damage to your walls. So if you see those white marks, don't brush them off. Your walls are basically screaming that there's a problem hidden beneath the surface. Blistering paint. Let's start with a subtle but serious one. Blistering paint. At first glance, it might not even look like a big deal. You might see just a few small raised bubbles or pockets under the paint film. Sometimes they're tiny, just the size of a pinhead, and other times they're as big as a coin or even larger. These little bubbles almost look like air got trapped beneath the surface and tried to push its way out. But here's the thing, paint doesn't just blister for no reason. When you start seeing these little bumps or balloon-like formations, what you're really seeing is a disturbance beneath the surface. Like your wall is trying to tell you, hey, something's wrong here. Blistering usually shows up in clusters, often around window trims, under eaves, or near spots where siding meets other materials. These are areas where moisture likes to sneak in unnoticed. And the worst part? It's a symptom that something has gotten between the paint and the surface it's supposed to protect. That could mean water, humidity, trapped vapor, or even heat damage. Either way, once paint has blistered, it's already lost its grip, and the area underneath is no longer sealed. Left alone, those blisters will eventually burst, leaving behind rough, discolored patches. These exposed areas are prime real estate for mold, mildew, or even wood rot. What began as a few little bubbles could slowly turn into larger areas of peeling paint and degraded material underneath. It's one of those things that looks minor, until it isn't. And when it spreads, the damage is no longer just cosmetic, it's structural. Alligatoring and checking. Now this one has a name that sounds kind of cool, alligatoring. But trust me, it's not something you want on your house. Alligatoring is when your paint starts to crack in a pattern that looks like the skin of an alligator. Imagine overlapping ridges and deep creases, almost like a reptile's back. It's a visual cue that's impossible to ignore once you spot it. These cracks can be wide or narrow, deep or shallow. Sometimes the paint curls up around the cracks, and the surface starts to feel brittle and crunchy when you touch it. Instead of a smooth, protective layer, you now have something that looks ancient and fragile. Then there's checking, which is similar but a bit more subtle. It usually starts with tiny hairline fractures that run in random directions. At first, it might just look like the paint is aging. But over time, these tiny lines begin to deepen and spread out, creating a network of fractures across your siding or trim. These effects are common in homes that are older, or where layers of paint have built up over the years without proper prep work. But no matter the cause, the result is always the same. The paint loses its ability to flex and breathe. It stops protecting the material underneath, and instead it begins to expose it to weather, moisture, and decay. Worse still, those cracks allow water to seep in, day by day, with every rainstorm or humid morning. And the moment that happens, you're not just looking at a paint failure, you're looking at potential rot, mold, and even pest entry. It might look like just an old finish, but make no mistake, alligatoring is a cry for help from your home's exterior. Mildew and mold. Now let's talk about something a little gross, but very important. Mildew and biological growth. If you've seen gray, green, or black patches on your siding, especially on shaded areas or north-facing walls, you might be looking at mildew, mold, or even algae. And here's the thing, it's not just cosmetic. These growths usually show up because of chronic moisture, poor airflow, and shaded conditions where water can't evaporate. That could be from clogged gutters, overgrown landscaping, or even bad ventilation behind your walls. And on top of that, mold and mildew can affect your air quality, especially if it gets inside. At EchoHouse Painting, we treat the root of the problem, not just the surface, because a pretty paint job isn't worth much if there's mold growing underneath it. Rust stains near nails. Last up today, rust discoloration near nails. You might have noticed brownish-orange streaks running down your siding or trim. That's a sign that your fasteners, nails, or screws are rusting from inside out. Why? Usually because they were the wrong kind of fastener to begin with. Maybe they weren't galvanized, or the paint system didn't fully seal them in. But rusted nails do more than look bad. They expand as they corrode, which can crack paint, pull out siding, and allow water to creep in. And there you have it. 5 hidden signs your exterior paint might be hiding something serious. If any of these sound familiar, don't ignore them. What looks like just a paint problem could actually be a moisture, ventilation, or structural issue in disguise. At EchoHouse Painting, we believe every great paint job starts with inspection and prevention. We don't just make your home look amazing, we make sure it's protected from the inside out. Be sure to check out our website for the other 5 warning signs, along with professional tips and services we offer across your region or state. If you found this helpful, drop a comment, let us know what issues you've seen on your home, and follow our channel for more tips like this. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.